Good morning, fellow pipe organ fanatics, and welcome to episode 3 of Pipe Organ Monthly. Follow me. Today we find ourselves in the tippy top of the organ. We are way high up in the air on top of the organ chamber. And what we're doing is installing magnet boards. Okay, follow me. My partner in crime is on his way up here as we speak. It's very difficult to jostle yourself around up here as we're in the worst spot in the history of pipe organs. And just a disclaimer, this episode may contain large amounts of profanity. So please make sure no children are viewing. John, welcome. Could you describe to the people what it's like up here?
This is like the bowels of hell. If only the bowels were elevated in the top of a church. It's approximately 95 degrees. No air movement. Dust.
Do you see the sweat glistening off his brow? I sure do. Come on over, John. Would you please pass me that magnet board so I can tell the people what we're doing up here? All right. So it's basically impossible to maneuver yourself around up here. But we're doing our best. Okay. So we're up here with the 16-foot Bourdon.
Which of course in French means large thing.
Okay. So just to give you some perspective here. This is the wind chest right here, okay? Here's the wind chest. This is going to be completely airtight. We're going to screw these magnet boards down on top here. And in there are the pouch boards. John, will you pass me that magnet board, please? Right over here. Thank you. Let me just explain how this works. Okay. So, the electricity is going to come in through these wires here. And you can see that each of these wires is associated with one of these metal caps. On the other side of the cap, you have your magnets. Okay. So, while this is upside down in the organ, let me just unscrew one of these caps. Inside here, you'll find a little metal disc, which is known as an armature.
Armature.
Close, John. Close. There's a little metal disc known as an armature. And while the organ is on, the force of gravity keeps that little metal disc flush with this hole, allowing, blocking off the flow of air. Now when you press a note, what happens is the electric signal comes through the wire here, and it charges this magnet. And the force of magnetism here is going to overcome the force of gravity, which was holding that armature against that port, and allow the air to exhaust. Okay, so when that atmospheric air is allowed to exhaust into the chest, you see, which is all vacuum sealed, keep in mind. What then happens is these pouches down here will in turn exhaust and allow the air to flow into the pipe here through these tubes.
And make a glorious sound.
But not as glorious, of course.
As a camel
Correct. So there you have it. That's the basics of how these magnet boards exhaust these pouches and allow air to flow into these pipes. And allow the music, the beautiful, glorious music, to play out to the people listening in the pews below. John, do you have any final thoughts?
Let's get out of here. This place is hot up here, man.
It is a dump.
Dumperoo.
A dumperoo. Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of Pipe Organ Daily.
Daily.